Welcome to the Sci-Fi Sistas podcast. We're proud members of the Trek Geeks Network, and we're so happy to bring you this show today on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I am Tamia Harper, and I'm joined by my sisters. I got Subrina Wood.
Whoop.
I got Yvette Blackman-Tom.
Whoop, whoop.
I got Fran T.
Sup?
And I got Sis JD.
Well, no.
And we are here to get into another deep dive on the Falcon and the Winter Soldier and go all into the Marvel Universe. Before we do that, I just want to give a shout out to our sponsors, the best sponsors in the whole galaxy, or any galaxy, Science Division, the makers of the world's first and only app-enabled Tribble. And if you haven't gotten a Tribble yet, you need to treat yourself to a Tribble because they are the best. They're the softest, they're the fuzziest, they're the cutest. They're seriously the best little adorable alien species that you can have in your house. I love to cuddle mine when I come home from a long day of work and it just trills and it purrs and it sort of like really relaxes me. It's my favorite. Our Tribbles have 3 modes. Count them. 1, 2, 3 modes. There's at ease, and the Tribbles vibrate just like that. They trill and they vibrate, and they're just happy to be around you, and in their new forever home. And then there's an on-duty mode when your Tribble is actively seeking Klingon infiltrators, and it trills very softly for friends, and then it squeaks really loudly if any Klingons are nearby. Thank you, Fran. That was perfect.
Oh, that's good.
That was really good. And then there's watchdog mode, where it guards your precious possessions like your phasers and your comm badges and even bat lifts. And it'll squeak really loud if somebody tries to get
I'm
your
not
stuff.
even going to try it.
I know.
Thank you. Hurt ourselves.
I think the listeners and myself say thank you for not trying that. So
you say that we're going to hurt ourselves.
But we adore Science Division. We adore their Tribbles. They're really a lot of fun. Get them for birthday gifts or for anniversary presents, or just get a gift for yourself. And you can adopt your Tribble today at Science Division. That's sciencediv.com. Science Division. By fans, for fans. Trouble's never been this fun. So just like last week, we're going deep dive into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're going to talk about episode 2 today. And leading us in this great journey, in this expedition, is the one and the only, the baddest ass little sister in the crew, and I mean that in a good way, is JD Keeling. You're on deck.
Yay.
Oh, I'm just waiting for like everything to stop. I don't like to interrupt
The applause.
Oh, wait, applause? Oh, yes. Okay, sorry.
But yeah, so just like last time, everybody, we are diving into the Sam and Bucky show. This means if you have not watched up to episode 2, again, pause. Watch the episode. I know I told you to watch it last time, but you might have forgotten. Once you're done, which I'm assuming is now because you've returned to us, you can listen to this wonderful conversation. With that being said, let's get on to, I don't actually know the name of episode 2, but I do know.
Star-Spangled Man.
Of course it is. I was just making that joke on Twitter. Oh, okay.
But see, you had to blank it out of your head, right? You blanked it out of your mind. That's what happened.
It did, because I literally just tweeted that there should be a trap version of Star Spangled Man with the Plan song for John Walker. So like, it was right there. But speaking of John Walker, it's episode 2, and we get to meet the new Captain America, straight out of Custard Grove, Georgia. We have John Walker, being the literally most awkward human being ever, trying to collect his Captain America talk. What did you guys think?
Wow.
I wanna say first of all that every historically black college band or high school band in the country that had to watch that mess of them coming out there to bring out Captain America, I know they were all like, "Oh hell,
no joke."
No.
I was like, are they going to have a step show next?
I just when I was like, wait, no, we don't have the HBCU band coming out for Captain America.
Wow, what was that?
majors.
But you know what? They looked
They're drum
good. They had
majors.
the sisters were dancing. I was all into that, and then the Captain America came in there. I was like,
And that guy came. I was like, huh?
messing up the halftime show.
The nerd.
This is actually what I loved about it, because they tell you up front. Well, first when we meet John, we meet his very black best friend, and then you found out he went to a very black school, and yet he is the most awkward white man to ever wife.
And his wife was like, I mean, I was like, how?
Right. How are you surrounded by all this blackness, all this super dope, super cool blackness, and none of it rubbed off on you?
Mm-mm.
None of it.
I think
It's
they
the
were
friend
trying to
you
tell
keep
us
in case the police pull you over.
he was just something else. I don't know. Well, did you think that his suit was like really kind of retro looking?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I love that suit.
I just thought they made it look like they made him look more like the World War II Captain America than the Captain America that ended, the Marvel Universe, because that suit had been sort of redesigned, and they were really making him look red, white, blue, back in the day. I was like, well, where's the motorcycle? Where's the leather goggles? It was just ridiculous. I don't know. And this guy just had like. Okay.
But wait. First of all, nobody really responded to Sabrina's comment about the suit. I like the suit.
You did like the suit? I thought it looked different from the suit that we last saw the real Cap in.
But that was the original Captain America.
Right. I thought they changed his suit, I thought.
Right.
Well, it got modernized, but that was the original suit.
Oh. But in his defense, for a second, he had questions himself about whether he should be the Captain America. I mean, he was questioning.
Did he have questions about whether he should be it or whether he could do it? I don't think he had questions about whether he should be it. He felt entitled to inherit that role. He was only nervous about whether he could do it and not make an ass out of himself, which I think are two different things. I kept looking for redeeming qualities in this guy, when, I was like, oh, okay, like you got a point because you're married to his sister. So maybe you got something going on upstairs. And then I was just like, oh no, I just don't like him. And as somebody who is coming from like not knowing this history in the comics or anything, straight up, I knew he was wrong when I first saw him, and like, I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him. Something wrong with this child. I don't like him.
You sound like Bucky.
See, I will say that is a testament to the wonderful acting of Wyatt Russell, who, he played that so well. People were sending him death threats.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Yeah. People
Wyatt
literally sent him death threats. They hate John Walker so much. And, Wyatt, wonderful guy, he kind of took it in his stride and was like, well, clearly I'm doing something right.
Yeah. He did. He played the hell out that role.
He really did.
He was really pretty interesting. If you watch the extras, there's a tape of them all, being introduced at some of the Air Force Base, and they're all on screen. And he really is very thrilled to be in the show and everything. And I think he acted his part really well. He really did. He made us all hate him to death. So good job, Wyatt.
Give that man I don't know what the award is called.
Razzie?
No, he was acting. He was acting.
No, he did a great job.
He actually did a good job. Yeah.
No, the actor, because you're so you have such strong feelings about him, Fran. I think he did an absolutely great job.
I didn't like him. It wasn't his acting or anything. I didn't like him on sight.
Oh.
Before he
said he likes you. He called us up and he said
he did. Yeah, I didn't like him on sight.
I really like Fran. And I said, well, she don't like you.
I don't. I'm like, well, where did he get this fool from? And then my sister told me who he was. I'm like, you kidding? This is him?
Just to make a distinction, like you didn't like him as the character, or you didn't like the character, the new captain, period.
Yes.
Okay, that cleared that up. Thanks.
Yep, thank you. That helps.
Moving on.
Next,
right.
please, JD.
Well, with that, speaking of people who don't like John Walker, our next scene, we see Bucky going to Sam like, what the hell did you do?
Right. What did you do?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, honestly, interesting moment, if only because, Bucky, seriously, you ignore the man's 10 calls, but you're willing to show up the moment there's a new Captain America just to yell at him?
Thank you.
You are a terrible friend.
Right. That was my thought, too. I was like,
he might have been calling you to say, should I give up the shield? You didn't answer the phone.
Right.
This is what happens when you don't call back.
When you don't answer texts and, And if it wasn't for the psychiatrist, I don't think he would have called him. You don't talk to anybody but me. And you got all these mixed calls and texts, and you're not, the next thing you know, he's texting them. So, he needed a little push that way, I think. I think she gave him a little nudge to do that.
I'm going to forgive Bucky everything.
I love me some Bucky too.
Give
Subrina.
Bucky. Bucky has issues. Let him go.
Oh my God, he's 106. What do you want from him?
Bucky needs to learn how to work his phone.
But how did Bucky know where Sam was leaving from? He just gets to the Air Force Base and walk onto the base.
He's a Winter Soldier.
Clearly, he knows how to work his phone when he wants to.
I guess so. And just all up in poor Sam's face.
He's like, Siri.
But and he's over 100 years old, so
he know better.
I think he did real good with the technology to be over 100 years old.
Well, I want to say that my favorite funny line in this episode 2 was when Sam ever said that, they would, what's big? He said, what's bigger than this, Sam? And then Sam said, we're going out here and we're fighting the big 3.
Yes.
I lost it. Aliens, androids, aliens, and wizards. He said, that's not a thing.
It's absolutely a thing.
It's a thing.
A sorcerer is a wizard without a hat.
I had to roll it back and play it again because it was hysterical, and they just.
I did too. I was like, did he say? I was like, he's absolutely correct.
He is.
What a sorcerer is.
He was right.
He was proud of himself for coming up with that too. I just figured that out. But
I just made that up.
Yeah, hey. It stopped Bucky for a minute.
I did, didn't it?
Doctor Strange. They are too funny. Now, again, I'm going to mention that. Please go and watch the extras because I really enjoyed them talking about making this film. And they gave a shout out to the scene in Civil War where Sharon Carter kissed original
Steve
Captain America.
Rogers.
Right. When they stole the shields. He said, when they had that scene together, the two of them in the car, but you're not going to move the seat up. He said that was the beginning of everything, when everyone thought that maybe these two guys had some real chemistry.
Oh yeah.
And they decided to make
that was it. That was
the
it. Car scene was it.
That was the moment. And that scene with the three, the big three, is one that you need to clip out, because that was pure, that was pure Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. I mean, they are hilarious together.
The banter is fantastic. It's very natural.
Yeah,
the way it rolls off their tongues. It reminds me of those guys, those two guys that we all know who just can't stop.
Right.
They're always competing, but they'll do anything for each other.
I can say this about him, but you can't.
Right. Right. That's just how they are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They remind me of Legolas and Gimli.
Yeah.
From the Lord of the Rings. Gimli, when they're counting all of the kills.
How many kills?
I was like,
but you do finally get these two together, and you get them being their selves as they go to figure out what is going on. Who are these flag smasher peoples, and what are they up to? And it turns out Bucky gets his ass kicked by like a very small young woman.
Right?
You got your ass kicked by a girl.
Which, shout out, like I love the diversity. Erin Kellerman, who is a biracial English actress. She is absolutely lovely. And she kicked his ass.
Yeah,
she was amazing at it.
She did.
She whooped that boy.
I honestly love that scene simply because, like, I love it when he opens up, like, the thing and he's all like, oh, yeah, no, I got you. I'm here to help. And she just smiles at him and then literally kicks him into the room.
He's opening up the freight car, like the train, and he's like, oh, I think I found the
hostage.
The prisoner, the hostage. I found the hostage. She's like, and she gave him that little sweet smile.
She kicked his ass.
That turned not so sweet.
That's important to everyone. Never doubt the powers of like a girl in her 20s. Like, she will mess you up somehow.
So yeah, I thought the women in this whole thing, and Marvel has a lot of superhero women, and so but they also have these really great, just plain old human women, like Peggy Carter in the first place, and now Sharon, because and so I'm glad that they really are doing it with some of these characters. And you're seeing some other women come in, and we're going to see some more women come in that I really love. But what else do we have about the big thing in this one? Go ahead, JD. What's your next question to us? Do you have questions for us in this one?
Oh, I did. Well, actually, it was kind of like an Easter egg, but I feel like everyone will kind of enjoy. Because as we all know, once the fight scene is over and everyone's had their ass kicked by, mostly a bunch of teenagers, but we have like John Walker and Hoskins on and we get to meet Hoskins, who in the comics is, he really was John Walker's Buck, which, again, Marvel Comics has been around since the 1930s, so bear with me as I say this. Bold Urban Commando. Yeah, that's what Buck stood for. He was the Bold Urban Commando.
Oh, wow. That's Lemar you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yep.
He wasn't Battlestar in the comics.
I thought that was
they changed that because Bold Urban Commando.
Hell yeah. You ain't calling him Buck. That's for sure.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to fly so well.
Malcolm Nelson said, delete that line. Delete that.
And this is why you need
that out.
Well, I like Lamar's character.
One of the benefits of having a black director behind the show?
Yeah, black. He's the showrunner, the
black
writer.
Showrunner. is you have someone to go, oh God, no, that's not going to work. We ain't calling this man a bold urban commando. Because anyone else might have, just been like, oh yeah, that'll work. They'll never look up what it means.
Yeah, but I like Lemar.
Wouldn't have had a clue. Wouldn't have had a clue of what it
What's wrong with urban? Of course he's urban. You're like,
But listen, he was the one that knew how to speak German.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did. I mean, it was funny because, everybody was speaking a different language at some point in the show, except for John Walker. He's the only one that couldn't speak another thing.
I love that about Arabic.
Him. Like, he was very American.
Exactly. Totally. Like he's again the perfect representation of this quote unquote American. Like don't know squat American. Outside it. Like why don't you speak English?
Mm-hmm.
Like
that's what I got.
Because the rest of the world speaks lots of other languages. Oh my God, I can't understand you with that thick accent. Okay.
As soon as they crashed in with the no-knock warrant onto the...
By the way, I was doing an imitation of some of my relatives.
Oh my God.
By the way, just FYI. I don't want anybody to hear that and be like, "Dag, Tamia, really? That's kind of offensive." No, that was real life from my family tree.
Yeah. But I would just say, like, they busted into that scene where they busted into the Munich hideout where they had all been harboring them before they got in there, and Walker and Lemar break in, and the guy starts speaking German, and Walker just goes, "I need a translator." Lemar comes over and translates the whole thing for him. But I love that the German guy spit in his face. I was like, he didn't spit at Lemar. He was like, let me come up here.
Yeah, and for those of y'all who don't remember that scene, it's actually from episode 3. So,
oh no, really?
Yes.
I
never mind.
I already.
I'm like, I don't remember that. So
Fran,
you'll hear this again. I'm sure.
Like, what's going on?
I'm like, what? Who's spitting?
Sorry.
But after we tackled that, and I will say, because this is just one thing I really love, is that everyone is really angry that the government gave away the shield, which I found absolutely hilarious, given everything we know of the U.S. Captain America films. Like, from I was promised an army and all I got was you in Captain America, the first Avengers, to the whole Zola and Operation Paperclip and Hydra Shield and the Winter Soldier. Like, was unexpected, really? You be the judge. And speaking of crimes the American government has committed in the MCU, we're going to go to Baltimore next, where we get to meet one of the greatest cameos ever. Honestly, like, you never get his name, but the grandson that we see in the house is actually Eli Bradley, grandson of Isaiah Bradley, who is the Patriot for the Young Avengers, which makes him the 3rd Young Avengers we have seen in the MCU so far. Probably going to be their next Avenger team up. Just saying.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
I didn't realize that. That's a great little Easter egg there from me, JD. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I knew none of that. I'm on the wrong episode.
Like, because technically we saw Tommy and Billy in WandaVision. We know we're getting Kate. We know we're getting Miss America. I'm just saying. But back to why we're in Baltimore. Isaiah Bradley. The most tragic super soldier to ever work for the U.S. government. How do y'all feel coming across that story?
It hurt. Watching that, I felt his anger. I felt all of it. And again, it was so much like, so much real life. There's so many stories about experiments that were done to Black folks on us. There's so many stories about Black heroes that we don't know. There's so many times when our people have been fighting for this country since the damn revolution. Literally fighting for freedom in this country since the revolution, and have gotten shafted and continue to get shafted. So Isaiah's story is really, really powerful, and the anger that he embodies and all that hurt, it's real, and it's visceral, and we know it.
Well, I can liken that to Hidden Figures, because if I was one of those ladies, I would have been really, really pissed about not being acknowledged until 50 years later. I would have been really pissed. I wouldn't have been as gracious as they were. I just wouldn't have, because, she helped send the man out into space just with her head, no machines, no nothing. They did all this stuff, and they were so gracious about not being acknowledged for the actual heroes that they were. So I see that. I see Henrietta Lacks in it, all the experiments and things and cures they found from her cells. I saw all that. And that's not, of course, the Tuskegee experiment. Let's not forget that. So I saw all that in him and in his anger, which was righteous anger. Mm-hmm. And it's just, it's exhausting, y'all. It can be exhausting.
This is based, though, on truth, because the U.S. government did come out and admit that they did experiment on World War II enlisted Black men when they were testing mustard gas and other chemical weapons. And they told these guys it was some other thing. And they went into these, pretty much like gas chambers and got exposed. And this is a true story. So, it's been distilled into this one man story about a super serum, but this is not anything science fiction. So anybody that, hasn't read 1690 yet all the way down through and into World War II, I would just skip forward till you get to the point where the U.S. government experiments on their own enlisted soldiers. And the one part where he started talking about, he said, when I saw those red tails in the sky, that 332nd Squadron, I was tears to my eyes, because my father is American Army Air Corps. My father is one of those guys. He is actually one of the Red Ball Express guys that helped build the Burma Road. But he tells horror stories about what they did to them. He was kicked out of the Army twice. And this is the same man that told me, I will never see another child of mine in the uniform of the United States again. So when he started yelling about him not taking that shield, I saw Lloyd R. Williams Sr. I saw it all. I was like, oh my God, there is my father going off right there. But I want to say it was Carl Lumby, who I have always loved. Carl, if you're listening, brother, you're looking good. Oh my God, it was so good to see you again.
It was good to see him.
Yeah. He gave such a performance.
Oh my word, yes.
And I might add also, people are wondering why Black folks, a lot of Black folks are hesitant, bringing into the modern thing about getting the vaccination. It's simply because we've been traumatized by the U.S. government with their medical stuff. Right. That's why. It's not that we don't, we're not smart or anything like that, but the history of the U.S. government and doing experiments and medical stuff on us is way, way, way treacherous.
It's way too deep, too many times.
It is.
Too many ways.
It's treacherous. It's just treacherous. So I understand the hesitancy that some Black folks have. I get it.
Oh, I get it.
If you know our history, you'd get it too.
Yvette, I'm interested to know how you felt when you saw that scene.
Well, at first, it made me think about, so when you read some of these comics about these super soldiers and everything, like, I said, but you always have that one friend who's like, well, if they would have gave it to a Black man, he wouldn't have got all the star power. They wouldn't have set him up on the screen. He wouldn't have been on the road shows. They would have had him, back in the cell experimenting on him. And guess what? Yep, that's what was going on, you know. So they had these black super soldiers, and I just thought it was excellent that they actually brought that up. I mean, they didn't have to. I mean, it won't, you know, it was necessary because it was in there now, but they really didn't need this. But I mean, it made the story so much better and so much, you know, it added to the story. I think, I don't even know, this made it for me. This scene made the show for me. I was hooked. I knew I was going to keep watching this. I knew that this was going to be my show because they didn't have to do this, you know, but then again, they did have to do it because it's necessary. Now people, you know, if this is the only way you get it through Marvel, and through comics and, you know, superheroes, then all right, I'm clapping for you. Thank you very much. But this was a deep one. It was a deep because it had a lot of wow, it was deep. You know, and his performance, because I've known that actor for a long time. He always plays a great role, but just the fact that there is a super soldier in Baltimore, in the hood, behind closed doors, waiting to see who's coming to kill him. Still, you know.
Yes.
You know, he's still waiting for that person to come and kill him. He's ready. He's sitting there ready for some. So this is, even though no matter how many experiments they did on him, how many times they told him it was over, he's still waiting for someone to come and kill him. And that's what makes the scenes with Bucky even, you know, it lets you understand what Bucky's going through also, you know, in a different way. But this is something Bucky's been fighting for years. I mean, decades. This man, the same thing, you know, they're waiting, you know, like I don't know if it was this episode, but, you know, Bucky's just waiting for the next shoe to drop, basically. And so is he. And so are many other soldiers. They're just waiting for the next shoe to drop. What's happening? There's no way I could be here and it's peace. A lot of soldiers don't believe that they deserve peace. That's a big thing. And you're waiting. You're just sitting there waiting. When is this little peace going to end? You know, when is my world just going to blow up?
And this is what happens when you have a black man behind the scene. Scenes like that. Mm-hmm. That's important. Mm-hmm. So we need to be in front of the camera and behind the camera.
Well, before we move on, there is just one thing I would like to note. Well, two things. First off is they really do a lot with Isaiah in a very subtle way, because honestly, unless you really take the time to think about it, you're not going to realize Isaiah Bradley is the only man to defeat the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Steve Rogers can do that.
Yes.
Because I got that line. That line is, you know, he said, if I met you, you mean I whooped your ass? And I was like, ooh, I want to know about that. He said he took half that metal arm or something. He took that metal arm. I was like, my question was, is this in the comics anywhere? Is this somewhere where I can see this scene, see him whooping the Winter Soldier's ass? I want to read that.
Well, I can't speak to that, but I can say, because just a little for the rest of the world, Isaiah Bradley is actually a fairly recent character who was created in 2003 in Marvel's Truth, Red, White, and Black comic book series. So if you would like to check that out, I would advise it. It's a very good series. But back to Baltimore being ain't shit. You get like Baltimore ain't shit, and you realize it the moment they walk out the house, because you know what? They are having a fight. Bucky and Sam are getting into it. Sam's wondering, what the fuck y'all ain't ever tell me there was a black super soldier? Did Steve know? Did someone else know? Why didn't I know, Bucky? You've been talking to me all this time. You managed to track me down. Couldn't just be like, oh, hey, Sam, there's a black super soldier. And then lo and behold, the cops come over and be like, excuse me, sir, is this black gentleman harassing you?
Right.
It's amazing. Exactly. It was right on time, and the car just creeped around the corner.
Yep.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. They're creeping and like and they're all like, no, we're fine, everything's fine. Like, wait, hold, don't you take that tone with me? You know, like, oh, wait, you know.
Let me see your ID.
Did you catch that Bucky said, just show me your ID?
Show me the ID.
Yeah, just show me your ID.
Yeah, right? Like completely not understanding.
Comply.
Why would I show? Ain't nobody asking you to show your ID.
Right.
It's not. But why do
I have to show my ID for being on the street? I got a right to be here. I don't need to show no ID.
And if you think it was an argument, I wasn't arguing with myself. So he needs to show some ID too.
Right.
He ain't got none either.
It's hilarious because, I guess Bucky does kind of realize that because he's all like, well, he's not going to show his ID. So his next move is, excuse me, officer, don't you know who he is? Which is honestly the whitest thing I've ever heard Bucky say. That was hilarious.
Yes, that was.
But how about Bucky is the one that gets arrested?
That's called poetic justice.
Bucky got a warrant.
Poetic friggin' justice.
He had a warrant. That's right.
Bucky got
Mr. Barnes.
Yeah, he's Mr. Barnes.
And don't protect his head when you put him in the back seat. Just let him hit it, right?
Watch your head. Watch
the head. Poor Bam. Bucky. Poor Bucky. Bucky was like, oh man, the Notebook.
Now, before we leave Isaiah, I just want to say that my other favorite line in there, a couple lines, it said, you think you can wake up one day and decide who you want to be? It doesn't work like that. Well, maybe it does for folks like you. Beautiful line.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
I'm not a killer anymore. He was like, really?
Really? You're like,
really?
How's that working out for you? Really?
That ain't working out for you.
Like in the world's eyes, I'm always a killer. I was a killer before they made me a super soldier. I'm a black man walking down the street. That's it.
Hello. But it's a new day, brother.
So yeah, now we're in jail with Bucky, which again, I actually love that because this is the moment where after some forced therapy and John Walker pulling his white boy strings, honestly, I don't know where he even came from. You get Bucky and Sam in a room engaging in competitive therapy.
It's crazy.
Another hilarious scene.
I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, y'all, and even I can tell this.
Yeah.
This
what kind of therapy was that?
It was a doctor who was just sick of the both of them. That's what she said. She was going to couples therapy.
A former soldier too.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'm going to resort to couples therapy. Face each other. I just lost it.
Honestly, she was my favorite. Like, if you've ever had to deal with people, like not even as a psychologist, but I'm sure we've all had to deal with like that one friend who like we're trying to give advice and it's like talking to a brick wall who keeps saying, but maybe if, and it's all like, girl, no.
I thought that's like the woman. I didn't get her name. I meant to look her up before we came into this, but I loved her performance as a psychiatrist. I thought she, especially the part when going back to the first episode, when she said that she had been a terrific soldier. She had been a good soldier, so she knew what she was talking about, and she just wasn't having it with the two of them. And she was trying so hard to help Bucky with her version of tough love. And then she was noticing that, hey, you know what, Mackie? Sam, you need to sit down too, brother. So go get to both of you at one time.
Her name was Amy Aquino.
Aquino.
She is very familiar to me. I know she's been in a bunch of stuff. I loved her in that clicking pen in that notebook. Girl, she was scaring me with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that scene because it's the first time we see Bucky start to open up. Like, he can't open up to his therapist, but he can open up to Sam. He can tell him if Steve was wrong about giving you the shield, maybe he was wrong about maybe I am the mom one thinks I am. And to which Sam replied, I got it to do. Bye.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Mm.
He was just like, he was done at that. He was just done.
Yeah, I mean, so these two have some, you know what got me about this whole thing when I was watching this? I said, they're going to do Lethal Weapon again. This is Lethal Weapon, except, Sebastian Stan is a cranky old white guy at 106. He's the Danny Glover guy. And Sam is, Mel Gibson. But we're basically doing Lethal Weapon. So.
I did read an article with the director where she was talking about, like, when she was researching for doing this role, like, one of the types of films that she watched was buddy cop films.
God, okay.
Because that's what because it is. It's a part of it. It really is a buddy cop story.
Yeah. They hate each other, 48 hours, all of them, they just can't stand each other, but here they go. They're going to team up, and I love it. I mean, I was just waiting for it all to happen. But
I think the part of the scene that really, like, this whole part where they're getting Bucky, springing Bucky from jail, was this new Captain America, John Walker dude. Oh my God, I just can't stand him. He's just so smug. Like, every time he swaggers on into the room, like trying to do that John Wayne walk, I just want to shoot him. I just,
as my father would say, just loud and wrong.
Oh, yes. Oh, that's so perfect. Oh, I'm stealing that. Daddy would.
Loud and wrong.
Loud and wrong. Yes. I mean, it just, he irks me every time. Every single time.
Bus doors open. He's just in that room.
He's like,
I'm here.
You're like, you can thank me later for busting you out. You have me to thank me.
And what about when he was?
I did it. Aren't you thankful? Aren't you grateful to me for saving you?
I usually say this with regards to myself, but and it fits him too. He has the confidence of a wealthy white dude who has never failed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which also, now you guys all know how confident I am.
Well, we never doubted that, so
yeah, it's that.
That's never been in question.
Nope.
But yeah, no, that's him. He is just like that blind, nothing can ever go wrong in my life confidence, which I mean,
I can never, and more importantly, I can never do anything wrong. Right? Like, everything that I do is fine and kosher. My S don't stink,
But he had to go bail them out because they didn't have any more clues. They said Langley didn't have anything.
Which is the
he didn't
only
know what
reason.
to do.
It's the only reason.
He said the only reason I got to go get these two because they might know something more. It was like, yeah, you need to go get Sam and Bucky, the Sam and Bucky show, because you don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But you got the shield, so go ahead, shorty.
Yeah. And with that, it leaves us on our ending note. Only one man can save the day. Fucking Zemo.
Zemo.
I gotta say, I was not I love Daniel Bruhl. Don't get me wrong, adorable human. Zemo as a character, like if was a person, that would be Zemo.
Oh, he was. I mean, when Bucky walked up to the. Am I in the right episode?
I think you're jumping ahead.
I think you're jumping ahead.
Jumping ahead.
He just knew he was going for Zemo, which is a great name, by the way.
Before Subrina can give away anything from episode 3.
Thank you.
I was going there.
Stop
I'm racing
Stop
ahead.
her now.
I stopped myself. I like
why
Daniel
don't you
Bruhl
give
too,
us
though.
our sign up?
Good.
It's going to be the Sam and Bucky show, Zemo edition.
Yeah. Zemo's not to be fooled with.
No, he's not. No, I don't know.
I'm looking forward.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I just want episode 2 is all Isaiah for me. It's all Isaiah.
Oh Lord.
All Isaiah, all the time. All
Yep.
all Carl Lumbly all the time.
Yep.
I hope we see him again in this.
Me too. I hope we see him
that's a
again.
character that we need to see what happens to him.
I hope I see more of his grandson.
Yes.
Oh, that too. That too.
I'm gonna have to start reading some of these comics.
I know, right?
The Young Avengers is
You
great.
have to go to Yvette's house and go, get some of her comic books.
You'll be here next month. Oh, you can touch them. Yeah.
I know.
I'm
Do
gonna
I have
wash
to
your
wear
hands.
Do I have to wear white gloves?
You're not going to touch my first edition Falcon, no. Just to look at it.
If you ever come over to my house, you have to wear white gloves to touch my, what was it? What is the thing called? The Winter Soldier. I had it signed by Chris Evans and Sebastian Stan.
Oh, yeah. Don't. You could just look at that. I wouldn't even want to touch it.
No, I wouldn't even want to breathe on that.
Right.
Well, I have a first edition Deep Space Nine comic book.
Bring us back, Fran. Bring us back.
Ow. We were doing so well.
Right?
We really were. Because last episode, it was Tamia.
Sisters.
Tamia was last episode she said something about Star Trek, her Star Trek universe. She had to mention that in Expanse. And I was like, we're going to get through this one.
Well, the same person, he's a comic book guy. I mean, and he bought me that first edition, and he also bought me my Uhura plate too. So,
that's more stuff.
See, you can take the girl out of the Trek universe, but you can't take the Trek universe out of the girl.
No, can't take the out of the sisters.
That is the only comic book I have.
I have gold key Star Trek comic books. I do have that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
What?
I'm done.
Okay. All right, folks. If you have things that you would like to contribute to this conversation, your thoughts on episode 2, or your thoughts on our discussion, or what comic books you might have that you that you will only let people touch with white gloves.
Oh, I would love to know. What those are people? Please tell us.
Please tell us. Hit us up. Yvette, where can people hit us up?
You can find us at sci-fisistas.com. That's SYFYSISTAS.com. You can join us on the mothership. That's MUTHASHIP. And the Sci-Fi Sisters Book Club, both on Facebook. On Instagram, we are sci-fi.sisters. And we're also on Twitter at Sci-Fi Sisters.
Okay, now you spelled those anonymous one.
Nah, buddy.
It's that time of the show where we give a shout out to the one and only Dose the Anonymous, the baddest engineer on the planet. He's responsible for all the music that you hear on our show. And our Trek Geeks friends, Bill tweeted out that how much he loves listening to the music on the show and how it gets stuck in his head all day. So thanks, Dose, because it is really dope. And if you want to get in touch with him and need some engineering skills or some music for your show, it's dosetheanonymous1, the number 1, at gmail.com. That's DOSTHEANONYMOUS, the number 1, at gmail.com. And that's it for us this week, y'all. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. And peace, love, and hair grease, my peeps.
Okay.
Bye.
Live long and prosper.
Not ever did it.